disaffection's failure to substitute misrule for bad government. Preference, a sentiment or frame of mind induced by the erroneous belief that one thing is better than another. Childhood, the period of human life intermediate between the idiocy of infancy and the folly of youth, 2 removes from the sin of manhood and 3 from the remorse of age. Bigamy, a mistaken taste for which the wisdom of the future will adjudge a punishment called trigamy. Hypocrite, one who, professing virtues that he does not respect, secures the advantage of seeming to be what he despises. Destiny, a tyrant's authority for crime and a fool's excuse for failure. Acknowledge, to confess. Acknowledgement of one another's faults is the highest duty imposed by our love of the truth. Evangelist, a bearer of good tidings, particularly in a religious sense, such as to assure us of our own salvation and the damnation of our neighbors. Esoteric, very particularly abstruse and consummately occult. The ancient philosophies were of 2 kinds: exoteric, those that the philosophers themselves could partly understand, and esoteric, those that nobody could understand. It is the latter that have the most profoundly affected modern thought and found greatest acceptance in our time. Acquaintance, a person whom we know well enough to borrow from, but not well enough to lend to. Divination, the art of nosing out the occult. Divination is of as many kinds as there are fruit-bearing varieties of the flowering dunce and the early fool. Deluge, a notable first experiment in baptism which washed away the sins, and sinners, of the world. Christian, one who believes that the New Testament is a divinely inspired book admirably suited to the spiritual needs of his neighbor. One who follows the teachings of Christ, insofar as they are not inconsistent with a life of sin. Harbor, a place where ships taking shelter from stores are exposed to the fury of the customs. Prejudice, a vagrant opinion without visible means of support. Philosophy, a route of many roads leading from nowhere to nothing. Aborigines, persons of little worth found cumbering the soil of a newly discovered country. They soon cease to cumber, they fertilize. Marriage, the state or condition of a community consisting of a master, a mistress, and 2 slaves, making, in all, 2. Erudition, dust shaken out of a book into an empty skull. Calamities are of 2 kinds, misfortune to ourselves and good fortune to others. Dictionary, a malevolent literary device for